All right, good morning, everyone. Today we are up before the sun even. That's because we have a little bit of catching up to do on the animals. And then, whoa, guys. Okay, we have a little bit of catching up to do with our cows in terms of water. Just one water tanker should do it. And we need to get all the milk down to the road. And we need to top up their food. Yeah, there's a little bit to do before we even begin. Aha, making money. Looks like our soy field came into 100% ready last night. So that'll be a priority for today. Hang on. There it goes. So let's fill up a water tank. Let's get that up to the cows. Last night I was up super duper late. We got the bales, all the bales in off the field. I moved the hay bales to the smaller side barn. And I got the cows some grass just to get that topped up. And by then it was 10 o'clock at night and I couldn't see anything, so, gotta get some sleep eventually. So, whoa, this is tough on this little girl. Come on, come on. Oh man, I never even thought of that. Okay. Looks like this full trailer of water doesn't work for me. Let's just park that here for now. Oh, that hill is going to be the freaking death of me. Get rid of the PTO. And disconnect her right there. Frustrating as heck. But anyway. That's not a big deal. We'll just go and get our big buddy. Because definitely the big case will be able to pull that up the hill. Sort of the problem that happens when you begin to grow your farm. All of a sudden, we're going to hook up to this guy too while we're at it. As you grow the farm, you get bigger equipment, and all of a sudden your small tractor is not really... missed that one completely. Let's try that again. Get right up to it. 3-point. That should do it. Good. Okay, we'll just bring this guy to the ready position. Just about here. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. He can wait for us here. We got to get some feeding done too. So, put my flashlight on. Okay, let's get our big buddy out. Go down and get our water tank. See, usually I use that tank to also carry milk, but the last time I remembered to not fill it to the maximum, and this time I got a little bit ambitious. So, let's see here. Pick up. Right about like so should do it. And hook them up. And PTO to power the water pump. And up the hill we go. No problem for this one. Well, it's not exactly easy, but, this thing's got an extra 60 horsepower on the other tractor, so should be able to carry a load up. We're still not really working with the biggest of equipment, but it's kind of important to me to always have the right scale of equipment when you're starting off the farm, or when you're farming in general. You know, you're not going to put a massive Challenger on a farm of this size. It just wouldn't be economically feasible. I mean, just paying for the maintenance alone on something like that, I'd need to have 4 times as many cows. Okay. Let's see if the girls want to get out of my way. We'll just go around them. They're waiting for their water to arrive. This one's standing in it. Not the best, but whatever. Okay. How much water are they going to take? Is that it? Uh-oh. Okay. Complete overkill on the water trailer, obviously. Because they are not going to need that much of it. So, oops. Can't go out this way. We got to go close that gate anyway. Well, you know what? No. No, I'm not doing the milk now because the milk truck doesn't show up till midnight down at the bottom of the hill anyway. So let's just keep it in that refrigerated tank until the end of the day, and then that'll be the last thing I do. I've got 31,000 liters of milk right now. That's 3 loads of this thing. No, not yet. Hang on. So that'll take me a little while to go up and down the hill with. Now you might ask yourself, how am I going to get the water out of that tanker? The simple fact is that this particular tanker doesn't let me just dump it anywhere. I mean, I can't just hit Control I and get rid of the water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park it right about here. And then later on, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to hit the reset button on that tanker. It'll pop up right there, and it'll be empty. I don't... where'd my little tractor go? Oh, it's over there. Okay, good. So, let's go get some silage. Yeah. Good thing about this tractor is the lighting. Feels like I'm working under searchlights. It's fantastic for that. It's really a good 24-hour tractor. To the point where last night when I was moving bales around, I just brought it out and just used it as kind of a, a lighting. What do you call it? Work light. So let's see here. We go this way and sneak around these girls. Beautiful. Get more and more whack of that thing. There we go. Fill her up. So like I said, the one thing we do have plenty of, I think, is silage. I think for that we are golden. So I'm going to cheat the silage fairly high onto their diet, especially through the winter, and try to minimize my use of straw and hay, because those 2 commodities I feel are the ones that are most at risk in terms of us running out. So if I put in 2,400 of the silage, then I can just hit my bare minimums on hay and straw, and I can be fine. I think, anyway. Okay. There you go. Getting them off the stack is a bit of a pain, so let's just knock some over. I should do that. Now, these guys here, let's just go back here. Clear some of those out of here so we don't have to pull them out of the back here all the time. There you go, that should be enough. What are we at here? 86%, so one more of those. And one more of those. We should be good with that. Okay. Let's start her up. Now, if you look at on the other side over there, we have this this little guy here. This makes the machine really handy if you're using round bales, because it's basically self-loading for round bales. So you can, whoops, I'll just pull that up for now. So you can basically load the machine up with round bales and not have to use a loader at all. And I find that, and actually you can put it onto the front 3-point and just drive right up into your round bales, fill her up. It does come default as a 12,000 liter machine, which I have issues with, but those are my issues. And we're going to leave that there for now. Let's just go back to here. Let's throw in a couple of square bales just to fill up the straw. Because, yep, there we go. Let's see if it'll take another one. Yep, okay. So we're showing 7,600 liters of power food, which should be tons for today. That's half full. Everything else is honky-dory except for the cleanliness, and that's what we're about to take care of right now because, hey, look at that. We have our cleaner right here. Thank you. So let's just make a pass at that. Beautiful. There we go. Good. Took it all back. All right. Well, we are in really great shape right now. Whoop. Let's go ahead and pick up and just put this up here just to make it neat. And unhook that. Good. And we are golden. And the sun is coming up. And everything is beautiful today. Good. Turn that off, turn that off. Look at that. Sun's come up now and we are ready to go. So, the only thing I have to think about now is what am I going to use for carting my soy? And I think we're going to stick with our good old little case. We're basically going to bring everything into town and sell it right out of the harvester, basically. We're not storing any of this stuff. It's just cash crop. Whatever cash we can make, we're going to make it right away. Oh, back over here. Get our trusty little trailer hooked back up again. I really enjoy that trailer. Gets you all kinds of flexibility. Okay, so. Okay, let's get this guy down to the field and get it ready to go. It's a little hazy this morning, but not bad at all. Oh, the street lights are still on. That's all right. Let's see here. Oh, wait for this guy. Oh, wait for that guy. Okay, there we go. Those other guys can file in behind us. Okay, let's go to the field. Okay. There's our little tree plantation over there. Still hasn't come in. I mentioned I'm having problems with my growths and seasons, so I'm just gonna have to see if I can tweak this one a little bit, because these guys are on their 5th and 6th day. They should be a lot more advanced than that, but they're not. So, okay, gonna head back to the farm, go pick up the harvester, see if I can find a shortcut up here somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. Woo-hoo-hoo! Come on, there you go. And there she is. Good. Okay. Hook up the header. Lift her up. Okay. Let's bring her down there. Let's see. Do I have working lights on here? Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. It's too early to worry about traffic yet. Okay, so we have to unfold it. Good. Everything seems to be running fine. So now we get to see. The great thing about this soybean is that it's not a high volume crop. So I should be able to get completely around the field and harvest all the beans before I come back. And I should be okay to make it all the way back to my trailer. But we shall see. Set my throttle. Let's go for it. Now this is one of those fields that we're losing for next season. This is going to get sold off. If we have enough money, if we can pull together enough money over the winter, we can get a bid in on it and maybe try to salvage it. But having lived on the farm now for a full year, I feel like this field is maybe a little bit far. So if I can get the fields closer to the driveway of the farm, and if I can salvage our old cornfield for next year, I think that would be a better investment. This one just costs us way too much in terms of hours of travel and effort to bring into production. So of all the fields, I think this is the one I feel like we can give up the easiest. But I do like that cornfield because I can cut down some of the extra trees along the road and grow it even more than it already is. So we shall see. We'll see if we get a chance to do that. See, only 25%, and we're almost at the end of this row, so we're going to get a chance to get all the way back to the trailer, and we won't even be full yet. I'm guessing by the time we get back to the trailer, we're going to be around 60% maybe. So that's just the nature of both soybean and canola. Very high value, but low productivity of the fields. It's kind of a nice little cash crop, but in terms of the amount of work it takes to put it into the ground and to move it around and to seed it, I'm not convinced it's worth it. We lost a little bit of crop to a glitch. Not overly concerned about it. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned. Next time we play this map, we will be making all of our modifications before we start the game. Okay, let's see here. And swing that guy out. Here he comes. Now, right now, let's go check the price of canola. Or, sorry, soy. So right now, the price of soy is $1,000 per... I guess it's 1,000 liters. So we're roughly making $1 a liter on it. We are playing on hard, and there's not a whole lot of competition around here, so you know it is what it is. If we had a choice of many sell points, I'm sure they'd be competing a little bit more for our business. But you know, we have one building in town, one co-op, one sale point. Whatever they give us is what we get. Not a whole lot we can do about that. So on this field, I'm not convinced I'm going to do headlands and then the ups and downs, because it's a bit of a kidney bean of a field. Doesn't really suit the ups and downs as much. We may just keep going around in circles on this one. We'll see how it develops. Ooh, the field's not perfectly flat, so when we get to some of the hilly bits, she's having some problems. But she's dealing with it. Hopefully we don't have to push her around with the tractor. We should be fairly fine. It's another issue with this combine is she's so drastically underpowered that sometimes you have to get a little bit creative about how you get her around. I seriously would not recommend using this on anything other than flat ground. To the point where even on Cobra Park, I was I was using the Dom instead of this one because some of those fields have a few little bumps to them and a few hills to them. But I do enjoy the aesthetics of this machine. Really love her. Just a good old machine. She gets it done. Nothing fast, nothing massive, just a workhorse. Okay, looks like we're at 60% again. Bring out our auger pipe. And turn that off for a little while. Okay, looks like we're getting about 20% per load in this trailer. So that means we got to take 5 rounds at the field to get a full trailer, which will earn us roughly about $16,000. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but it's all money in the bank now. Okay, let's get her filled. All right, well, with that load, we've passed the 80% on our trailer, but our circles are getting smaller and smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more, and then whatever we don't empty out of it, we will just pick up for the next load, because I don't think we're going to get a third load out of this. So, yeah, and I got to come back and pick up those little bits over there, because doing this in third person is tough enough, but I'm trying to get fancy camera angles too, so yeah, let's just say it's not as successful on that part as it is on other parts. That's alright, just little toughs. We can fix that. Okay, one more time around. Okay, that makes her full. Turn that off so we don't waste fuel. And we'll go dump this, and then when we come back, we'll finish emptying out the harvester. And then we should have lots of room to finish it off. Okay, man, with the moment of truth. Let's go see how much money we can make from this. It's seriously not going to be very much, but, you know. We don't need this crop for anything else. It's got to go. So, just so we can see how much we're making. Turn that back on. And unloading. $15,200. Well, in hard mode, this sort of scale of agriculture seriously doesn't make any sense at all. But $15,000 we weren't going to make otherwise. But when you think about the fact that we had to break that field, plow it, fertilize it, maintain it, seed it, all the costs of doing all that, 15,000 seems like a pretty meek outcome. And I'm not going to get another full trailer load off of it, so that's pretty much what we're going to get for it. Oh well, it's a little bit of more money to put towards our debt, which we still haven't paid off. I'm still hoping that over the winter we're going to be able to do a lot of logging. I'm still hoping that towards the end of winter our tree plantation will come into being. I may have to shove it a little bit, but it'll do it. And then if we can make back our money on the trees we planted down here, because we're going to lose that land anyway, it'd be good to be able to get our money back from those. Then we'll have to find some other place next year to make our plantation, because we need to put trees back again. Maybe on this side, who knows? But definitely in this area, forestry is the way to go. Whenever you need to make some quick money, forestry is the way to do it. So I'm not willing to let that go. Whoops. Okay. We're just going to put our trailer at this end of the field now. Keep it close to our harvest, because I feel like that end of the field is all done. So on that note, I'm going to carry on with this harvest. I've got a couple more hours of work to do. It's now 12:30, 12:40. So I'll get this done by about 2, 3 o'clock. Then I've got to sell the milk or bring it down to the bottom of the road. And top up the cows and make sure that the livestock is okay. And then tomorrow, I think what we're going to try to do is get ourselves a... Tomorrow we're going to get ourselves a cultivator and a manure spreader. And we're going to do a little bit of prep work on our upper fields. If we can shoot them with the manure we already have in stock, we have lots of it. Look, according to my glance up there, we have 72,000 liters of manure, so we should easily be able to cover everything with manure. I don't think we're going to have time for my for a second hay harvest, because once we get all the fields all prepped, I think that'll be the end of the job for this season, for this year, which is kind of interesting to think. We're coming to the end of this series, and I'm starting to look at what we're going to be doing next. If there's any maps out there, by the way, that you guys feel strongly about, that you feel I should take a look at for our continued time together, I'd really appreciate your input. Right now I'm really liking Orchard Farm, but it looks like a couple of my friends are going to be taking that one on. Rainbow Dave, Landy Kid, Simulate, I think that they have an eye on it. I'm not sure who's going to be doing what. But if everybody's doing it, then that's no fun. We got to find something unique to do. Doesn't have to be small, just has to be unique. Something we can sink our teeth into. On that note, you guys have yourselves a great evening or a great afternoon. I'm going to keep working along and enjoy this harvest, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.